Welcome everybody, I'm Tim Anderson, aka Rivendell, the Bearded Dwarven Princess, and welcome back to another episode of LOTRO Tourism, where I take you to locations that you can find in The Hobbit and the Lord of the Rings books, but also in the Lord of the Rings Online MMORPG, which is my favorite game of all time. Well, my favorite MMORPG of all time. I'm not sponsored to say that, I just happen to love this game. And I have been playing it since launch. I love it. It's a great game. I play it every Tuesday. And along with doing this, I also do the LOTRO cooking show, and I've done a bunch of stuff around this game over the years. So those of you who have been here before, welcome back. Those of you who might be new, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell icon so you get more like this delivered to you, whether it's this series or beyond. Now, I'm having to do this episode with my guardian because my minstrel, who got us all the way here to Rivendell, is too low to continue the journey of where we're going next. So, up until this point, let's do a quick recap. We started off in the Shire, and we've been following in the footsteps of the hobbits as they do the Fellowship of the Ring journey, right? So we started in Mickle Delving, made our way to Hobbiton, then from there to Bywater, and then from there we made our way over to Buckland, and then from Buckland we made our way to the Old Forest, down over here, then through the Barrow Downs, up into Breetown, and from there through the Midgewater Marsh over to the Lone Lands and Weathertop. From there we went over to the last bridge to the Trollshaws, made our way up to the Stone Trolls Glade here, followed along, hit the Forest of Bruinen along the way, the Gates of Limudris, then we went to Rivendell, and then in the last episode we went up into the Misty Mountains, found our way up into Goblin Town, and went and found Gollum's Cave. Now in today's episode, we actually want to make our way south. So we're going to be going from Rivendell, we're going to be going down through here into Eregion. And from Eregion, we're going to be going over to the walls of Moria and then into Moria itself. And then the next episode will be Moria proper. Eregion is a big place. So this is going to be one of those episodes where it's going to be cut down a little bit because I don't want to have you guys sit through an hour and a half of riding around on a mount. But we are going to do some slow travel so that you can get a little bit of an idea of the scope of the game and how big it is. But again, Eregion is huge. It's a huge zone. And Moria itself is a huge zone. So we're getting into really big places now that will require me to cut some elements out to make this into a cohesive video. In the meantime, if it's your first time here, don't forget to subscribe. Like I said at the beginning of the video, like, subscribe, hit the bell icon, but also support the channel because that's how I get to be able to do videos like this because it keeps the lights on, keeps the bills paid, the internet, the air conditioning, keeps my cats fed. It's really simple. On a video like this, just do a super thanks down there or join as a member of the Adventurers Guild. There's 3 tiers. You can also tune into any live stream or premiere and do a super chat or a sticker, and you can go to the Patreon page for the World of Weave in the Void, which is that world map behind me where my wife and my brother and I are building our own video game, point and click game. It's a fantasy book series and a tabletop game as well. Check it all out. All right, let's go. We need to get on a horse and go down to, I gotta remember which one it is. It's this one right here. Eregion is where we want to go from Rivendell. And I'm going to take the slow travel, which takes quite some time, but we will be cutting it up into bits and pieces so you get a better idea of where we can go. Ooh, we might not be able to travel there from here, can we? Oh yeah, I can only fast travel to Eregion though. Boo! Well, let's swift travel to Gwingris, and then from Gwingris we can do some. I think we can slow travel from there to Eregion. So we're going to ride out of Rivendell. We'll do a little bit of a swift travel. So we'll be skipping a lot of the sort of, I don't want to say boring stuff, but you go down through the Trollshaws into Eregion, and then eventually when you come out into Eregion, the first place you're going to come to is this town called Gwingris. So if you're doing the actual epic storyline for the game, which is the following in the footsteps of the Fellowship of the Ring, then you'll actually be coming here first as soon as you leave Rivendell from a storyline perspective. It's this zone, or it's this area up in here in Eregion. Now from here, there are various bits and pieces where you're going to be following in the footsteps of the hobbits and everything else. So you'll be able to find there's actually a quest line here where you'll come through here and you'll find remnants and campfires that they've left along the way, and you'll be able to actually track their progress through Eregion, including the glade, but they get attacked by the wargs and the wolves, and so on and so forth, as they make their way down to the actual walls of Moria. So we're going to do a little bit of this. Let's go to Eregion next, and I want to be able to give you guys a view of the Redhorn Pass. Swift travel to Eregion and get an idea of what the zone looks like as we travel. And this will eventually swift travel us over there. And over here to the west is the Redhorn Pass. Excuse me, the east, not the west. And it's quite a dangerous place. It's also a long way away, but you can see up in there. We'll get a glimpse of this before we ride all the way over to the gates. So let's just kind of hop over here so you can get a glimpse of what we're looking at. That up in there is the Redhorn Pass. I'll try to get a better view here without rocks and trees getting in the way. So we can go all the way back in there into this area where the mouse is, right above the trees here. You can ride all the way back in there. And that's the Redhorn Pass that they try to go up and over and they can't. And you can actually go all the way up in there and follow your way through, up through the pass as far as they got before you're forced to turn around and realize that you're not actually going to be able to make that journey happen. So from here, we're going to be making our way to the next waypoint, which is just outside the walls of the gates of Moria, which is, it's Eregion, right? Yeah, Eregion. See ya, Redhorn Pass. Entering Nan Siranon. Alright, now from here, we're going to go up. I love how there's an eye right here, you know, it's just warning, danger. Beyond here lies death, the doom. Moria is for level 50 plus, so you can't just come here willy-nilly. You have to. I think you can start Eregion at 45, if I remember correctly. But coming up into here, there's actually quite a long path that you have to follow to get over to Durin's Door. But we're actually going to take a little bit of a detour first, just so I can show you. There's a description in the book, which I don't have open in front of me, but there is a section when they're first coming in here, and they go up and kind of see over the wall down into across the pool. And we can actually see that. We're going to go up here and take a look real quick. I forget what it's called. The Stair Falls, perhaps, I think is what we're looking at. Yeah, there's the stairs right there. Now, I've already unlocked Durin's doors here, so we're not actually going to be able to see the door shut like they were when the Fellowship first arrived upon them, because we've already opened the doors to Moria. But the first time you come here, the doors are shut, and you have to do a quest, and you then see it after it's been opened. We can probably get a glimpse of it once we get up top here. We can kind of look across. Yeah, all the way over there is where we're heading, essentially. You can't quite see it from here, but over there is where we're heading. And you see those two trees over there? That's essentially where we're heading. I don't want to try to swim, because unfortunately swimming in this game, you don't have a skill, so you're only ever swimming extremely slow. So let's go right up and around real quick. This zone is sort of an optional. You can come in here, I say optional in the sense that you do have to do some of it if you want to get your legendary weapon and unlock and get to Moria. But there's a bunch of these side quests that you can do that go into these caverns that you're going to find along the way through this canyon. And that's stuff that back in the day it was important because it gave you really good jewelry and gear and stuff leading up to Moria. But these days you don't have to do any of this content. You can just do the main storyline just to get you to the gates and open the gates, and then you're done. But we're about to pass a cave here on our left. You can go in there and find quests to do. I think there's another one up. Or maybe that's the only one. I don't remember. 'Tis been a hot minute since I did actually any of the quests here beyond the main storyline, which I think I did about a year ago with this character. Playing with some of our community members. The Black Pool. We all know what was in the Black Pool, don't we? The Watcher. Which is quite possibly, it's one of the coolest things you'll see up to Moria when you finally get here and you have to deal with the Watcher and go through the animation sequences and everything else. It's a lot of fun. But we are now riding along here, along the Black Pool, and ahead of us we're going to see some wagons, which are the dwarves, establishing their outer perimeters. And then here we have the doors themselves, which have been opened. And this is essentially, if you look at the map, this is Durin's door. And they're open right now, so I don't think if we just... Yeah, you don't have permission to use that. So you can't see them now because they're open, but essentially this is where the Fellowship comes and has to get the doors open. And then we go inside. And believe me, the first time you do this on the first character that you play through Lord of the Rings Online, when you actually get to do this quest, it is so rewarding to be able to finally enter Moria and realize that you're going to be able to go through the depths of Khazad Dum. And then from here, from Durin's Threshold and beyond, if you do this on par, on level and like with your friends, you could spend 6 months just in Moria. But I think every time we've done it recently, it usually takes us anywhere from 6 weeks is like the minimum, playing, a couple times a week. Moria is a big expansion, and it's all underground. So we're going to be exploring that in the next episode. So, if you got this far, like, subscribe, hit the bell icon, support in all the ways I talked about at the beginning of the episode, and stick around for the next one, because we're going to be continuing the journey all the way up to Mount Doom, ladies and gentlemen. Till next time. Stay safe, happy gaming, and if you're reading and watching along with the Mondays in Middle-earth show as well as I read through The Hobbit, The Lord of the Rings, and Silmarillion every Monday at 11 a.m. Central, hopefully we'll see you over there as well.